Do you need a vocal coach? That is the question I'm going to address today. Hi and welcome to today's video. In case you don't know me yet, my name is Freya Casey. I'm a professional singer and vocal coach. I have sung professionally in opera, also with bands all over the world, and jazz, pop, musical theater. I've founded a musical theater company years ago. And so I've been teaching in all these different genres, and I enjoy helping singers from all over the globe become better singers and well-rounded artists. I recently had a comment below one of my videos about the fact that I was saying you need a vocal coach. And they said, well, just because you need one, not everyone may need one. And that is very true. But let me talk about the difference between having a vocal coach and not having one. Now, there are a lot of things you can figure out on your own. I learn very well on my own. Just finding out, researching, finding all the resources available. But there are a few things that are really hard to master when you're all on your own. Let me take you back a little bit. My story, and if you've been following me, you may have heard this story, but this was my story. I was raised in a musical household. Both of my parents were professional musicians in opera, in all different genres too. My mom was a teacher at the conservatory for classical guitar. My dad was a tenor. He was a professional singer. They made a lot of money with on TV, with records and all that stuff. So I was raised in that surrounding, and I was a pretty good singer. I always was. I just listened and I could do it. I could imitate it. And then I started in college. I never had a voice lesson before I started majoring in vocal performance when I went to college. Why did I not have a lesson before that? Number one, I was very embarrassed about having anyone listen to me sing. I was like, I could sing fancy, like with vibrato and all the con stuff, the slurring, the scooping up and the phrasing, really cool stuff. I could even sing like an opera singer, but I was very embarrassed to let anyone hear it because voice is very, very personal. That was the number one reason. Number two, I thought, well, you know what? You either can sing or you can't. It's kind of embarrassing to take voice lessons because if you do, you're kind of saying, well, I'm not great. And if you are great, why would you need a coach? Why would you need a teacher? Well, this really changed. My viewpoint really pivoted when I was in college. So I had my first voice lesson, which was kind of necessary. And I majored in vocal performance, meaning I was going to be an opera singer. That was the plan. Well, I didn't really know that when I started, but turned out I was really good at opera singing. And I thought I was pretty good. But then, for example, when my teacher played for the very first time, Rejoice Greatly from the Messiah, with all these melismas and fast coloraturas, I thought he was freaking out of his mind. I was like, you're not serious. You think like I can sing this? Which then made me realize, oh, there are things that I think are really hard. So I guess there are things to learn. In the years to come and up to today, I can tell you that you never stop learning. What I also can tell you, it doesn't matter how good you are, you will benefit from someone else looking in from the outside, someone who has a different perspective, someone who can identify problems in your voice. Because a lot of times, what you feel is relevant, and I think it could tell you a lot about your voice, but what someone else can hear, and sometimes these are just nuances. I'm currently working with a student, and we are basically revamping her entire placement. We're working on different vowels, and there was nothing extremely wrong with her voice. It sounded really brilliant and wonderful and beautiful. Everyone would say, oh, she's a good singer. She's a pretty good singer, but she's making her own life hard as a singer. And I can teach her how to sing to where it becomes much more brilliant. So you have better resonance. So you have to work less hard, less weight on the vocal cords. And only to tell you, you can benefit from a vocal coach if you, number one, want to progress faster. Number two, don't want to reinforce bad habits, because what happens if you don't identify a bad habit? You're just going to keep doing it. And the more you keep doing it, the more it's becoming a really hard habit to break.
If you're looking for a way to help you stay on track when it comes to singing, whether it's technique, mindset, or motivation, in my online singing school, you will not only have access to all of my pre-created video courses, which includes more than 200 video lessons, but you'll also have access to an amazing community of like-minded people, singers from all over the world who love music. You will also have the opportunity to get personal feedback from me during our monthly group coaching session. You can dive into all of my courses like Music Theory for Singers, How to Sing Opera, Mastering Pop Ballads, the Vocal Warm-Ups Vault, the Vocal Troubleshooting Guide, Back to Basics, Perfect Beginnings, and more. Check out the link below, and I hope to see you on the inside.
So looking from the outside inside, someone who's knowledgeable, someone who knows about how to change small details so that it's going to have a huge effect that's going to benefit you, so you have to work less hard with your voice. Huge game changer. And lastly, your vocal coach probably has connections that are going to be helpful to you, whether it is, to the professional singing world, or some other teachers, or a college, or a school, or whatever, or venues. Always happened. Without my teachers, I wouldn't have known about those competitions, or I need actually a teacher to recommend me for certain programs. Without them, it wouldn't have been possible. So having a teacher isn't just for learning how to sing, but it's also your connection to the singing world and what it is that you want to achieve. Maybe all you want to achieve is sing a solo in the choir, but that teacher may even have connections to a good choir and maybe know the choir director and recommend you or something like that. So don't underestimate what a vocal coach can do for you. Also, if they have been in the professional singing and music world, they're going to have a lot of knowledge about do's and don'ts and how you go about things. They can give you a lot of advice. I do this. I do a workshop here in my studio for aspiring professional singers or those who are already professionals, but who feel like they're not really getting ahead, because it's more than just singing. It's also a business and there's a lot involved. And I have the experience that maybe some don't have, and I want to share that experience. So if you're still deciding whether you need a vocal coach or not, maybe this helped you with your decision. Let me know in the comments. Do you have a vocal coach? Yes or no? I would really be interested in the percentage of you who have a vocal coach or who don't. Until next time, my friend, always keep a song in your heart and always keep on singing.